The knowledge hidden in plain sight. There have always been two versions of history. One, the story you read in textbooks. The other, whispered in temples, carved in stone, encoded in symbols that survive long after civilizations fall. This hidden story has never belonged to one culture, one religion, or one moment in time. It is the perennial wisdom, a message passed from the ancient mystery schools, to the philosophers of Greece, from the alchemists of the Middle Ages, to the seekers of today, a message that says, there is more to the world than meets the eye, and more to you than you have ever been told. The great teachers did not hide truth to withhold it. They hid it so it would survive. Welcome to the secret teachings, the eternal wisdom behind all ages, waiting for those with eyes to see. The language of symbols. Throughout history, the wisest minds spoke in symbols, not to confuse, but to protect. A symbol is a doorway. When your consciousness is ready, it opens. When you are not, it remains just a shape, carved into a wall or drawn on a scroll. The serpent, the lotus, the sun and moon, the eye within the triangle. These are not decorations. They are maps of the human soul. The ancients believed that truth cannot be given. It must be awakened. So they wondered, what language speaks to both the mind and the spirit? What can survive the fall of kingdoms and the erosion of time? Their answer, symbolism. Through symbols, the mysteries taught the structure of the universe, the evolution of consciousness, and the path to enlightenment, hidden in myths, art, architecture, and sacred ritual. Not to deceive humanity, but to uplift it. The myths were never just stories. Imagine if every myth you've ever heard, the gods of Egypt, the heroes of Greece, the angels of the scriptures, were never meant to be taken literally. Imagine they were written to describe you. The Egyptian Osiris, torn apart and resurrected. The death of ego and the rebirth of spirit. The Greek Hercules, overcoming 12 impossible labors. The soul conquering the illusions of matter. The phoenix, rising from its ashes. Consciousness shedding old identities to embrace its higher nature. Once you see myth as metaphor, you start to notice the ancient world was not primitive, it was profound. Myths are mirrors. Through them, humanity saw the mysteries of its own nature. The great work of the human soul. From the temples of Egypt to the libraries of Alexandria, from the Kabbalists of Jerusalem to the alchemists of Europe, one message echoes. Humanity is unfinished. The body is born, but the soul must be awakened. The mysteries called this awakening, the great work, the magnum opus, the inner alchemy, through which the lead of ignorance is transformed into the gold of wisdom. This had nothing to do with physical gold. It was always about the transformation of the human being. Your fears are the lead. Your doubts are the impurities. Your consciousness, when refined through experience, discipline, and inner truth, becomes the gold. The ancient sages believed that every lifetime is a crucible, every challenge a flame, every insight a step toward the awakening of the divine within. The temple was always inside you. The mystery schools built temples, but the greatest temple was never made of stone. The human mind, the human heart, the human soul are the real sanctuaries, where the divine reveals itself. The pyramids, the labyrinths, the cathedrals, they were reflections of an inner architecture. The seeker walked through the temple to learn how to walk inward, to descend into the subconscious, to confront the shadow, to rise into illumination. The ancient adepts said, "He who masters himself has mastered all worlds," and that remains true today. The universal truth. Despite all differences of era and culture, every wisdom tradition taught the same truth. There is one life behind all forms, one light expressing itself through infinite images, one consciousness dreaming the universe into being. Call it God, Call it the source, call it the all. The name never mattered. What mattered was the experience. The direct knowing that the seeker is not separate from the divine, but a spark of it, a fragment of the infinite, remembering itself. The walls between religions crumble when this is understood. For all scriptures, when stripped of their outward stories, speak the same inner message: awaken. Remember, become what you already are. The ancient teachers were preserving a technology of consciousness. The secret teachings were not beliefs. They were technologies. Methods for awakening intuition, activating the inner senses, expanding the boundaries of perception. Meditation, sacred geometry, ritual symbolism, alchemical metaphor, all were tools to refine the instrument of consciousness. The mysteries taught that the mind is like a lens. When polished, it reveals the unseen worlds. When clouded, it reflects only shadows. The seeker's task was always purification, to remove distortion and see reality as it truly is. That work is not ancient, it is eternal. The eternal flame of wisdom. These teachings did not survive because they were written in books. They survived because they were written in the human spirit. Every age rediscovers them. When consciousness is ready, every seeker reawakens them. When the inner flame begins to burn, the symbols, the myths, the sacred stories, they are reminders of the truth you once knew, but have forgotten. You are not a fragment of the universe. You are a reflection of the eternal, a microcosm of the macrocosm, a spark of the infinite, wrapped in human form. And the journey of the initiate has always been the same: to awaken the sleeping divinity within, to see through the veil of the world, and to walk with wisdom in a world hungry for light. These are the secret teachings, not of ancient ages, but of all ages, and their message is simple: the truth is already within you. You need only remember.